Okay, it's good to have everybody with us. We've got a big turnout. My name is Blaine Williams. I'm an Emerald executive with MPG Extreme. I'm joined on the screen with Mitch Cantelli, Jason Meisner, and Michael Renz, all top flight executives. Our common leader here on this particular event, and now also on the screen, Rebecca Wilhelmina. These are all executives at Ruby and above on the screen with their focus on going diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, and beyond. But more important than that, I've gotten to know these gentlemen and this young lady. And one thing I'll say, their real focus is the old Zig Ziglar focus, and that's you help enough other people get what they want, you'll have anything in life that you want. And their focus with their particular teams and this team as a whole is to do our best as a collective to help you get what you want. I'm a big believer that each and every one of us must go into 2023 with the theme, I will be free in 2023. I think you should have will be free in 2023. I'm going to lead into this call and I'm going to say this, that I'm the great granddad of this team here. I've been in network marketing for over 40 years. I got in it when I was fresh out of college. If you can even imagine this, 1978. It's like a whole nother world, right? It's like the ancients. And I was taught by some people that had been extremely successful, were extremely successful. And what I have found that through all the years, even though technologies change, people don't change. People want their hopes, their dreams, and their possibilities to be real, attainable. They want them vivid. Would you all agree with that are on the screen tonight? They want these things to happen for themselves. And the thing that is separating them from accomplishing them here at MPG is their ability to believe, to know in their heart that they, in fact, can do it. Network marketing has been a great vocation for my family. We became financially independent after 15 years. We've made millions and millions of dollars in the industry, but most important than that, we have watched and helped people build a lifestyle that allowed them to quit jobs, to bring wives home from work, to start a family, to pay off the debt and become debt-free, to be able to buy new cars, to be able to travel the world, to be able to take time off, to not be controlled by time and money or an oppressive boss that tells you what time to show up, how many hours a week you got to work, and gives you a week off with a candied or jellied ham. And then when you retire, they kick you out to a Social Security check of $1,100-1,200. No, network marketing has allowed my wife, Brooke, and I, and our family, and many people that I know to have a life of financial independence. We live in an Idaho property that is debt-free. It's a beautiful ranch. Streams run across it. The only debt we have is the hideous property taxes. We have beautiful vehicles. We have no payments on those vehicles. We just have the insurance. So if we run someone over, they will pay for the damage, right? We're able to travel, do the things we want to do. And we've been able to do that for the last almost 25 years now. My motivation at MPG is to help you and to help our team to attain those same things yourself. And if that's what you want, I have the privilege of turning this kickoff for 2023, your year to be free, 2023, to my dear friend, to all of our friends, by the way. Michael Renz and his wife Tammy live out in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Michael's got a common background. He is a wild thing. He was a rock star. And then at some point, he decided to leave rock stardom and become a manager for Coca-Cola. Now, I never have figured that out. That's an interesting vector. But he was a high-producing manager with Coca-Cola. But one thing he did not have freedom. And about 15 years ago, Michael came in touch with the concept of network marketing with this very product that we have at MPG Extreme, the XCAP. And he went out and he built a multi-million-dollar business that covered the globe. And he got the bug that network marketing, home-based business can give you. And he has now, for the last 15, pushing on 20 years, not only been financially independent, but helped many, many other people do the same. It's a real treat to welcome to this webinar, Michael Renz double diamond, soon to be triple diamond. Michael, why don't you take it and run the balance of this call?
All right. Well, Blaine, thank you very much. And Happy New Year to everybody. I'm extremely excited to have Blaine back in the saddle here. I know his son got married. Huge congrats. And I know coming out of the holidays, everybody gets in a little fog. Everybody gets comfortable. We're not waiting till the end of the month. I mean, we know people have New Year's resolutions. People are motivated for more. The biggest one's weight loss. Number two is make more money. And I'm here to tell you, what we have up our sleeve here is massive. We have new products going into the marketplace that is documented sales. Mitch is fully aware of what this means, these products that we're bringing to the party here, from a back end standpoint, security standpoint, of having other options for people that may or may not be moving the caps along as well. And with what we have going on a global scale here, if you were on Saturday's call, you heard that South Africa just hit the drop down. You heard about Mexico, Colombia. There's going to be Philippines, Europe. And when we hit these other markets, it's not so much that South America's open, which it is, but it isn't. It's more important for you to understand that now that hit the drop down means that when product ships, commissions are paid, and having that piece completed, because across Europe, we don't have to register every one of them countries. Those countries can go NFR. When the markets grow big, we'll have to license them. And there's certain markets that have to be fully registered and compliant. There's other markets that we can ship to and pay to. And just knowing that piece of the pie is done, you're going to see this happen very, very fast. So for everybody on this call outside of the US, know that you need to be building and focusing here locally. You need to be looking at who do you know internationally, who in your team has international contacts, and which international people you know people back here. Because when the next 10,000 people join, the next 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 distributors come, they only have one group to come into, and that's what's existing in the company, your group. What's the size of your group? You got a bigger group, you got a bigger advantage, you got a smaller group, you got a disadvantage. But everybody that's enrolled right now, I would say from platinum on up, we have 6 diamonds and up. That's 1 triple, 3 doubles, 2 diamonds. We have 4 emeralds. You have one of them on the screen here with Coach Blaine Williams. We have 11 rubies. There's 3 of them on the screen here. This is where you want to be. You want to get to that leadership level. You want to get inside that inner circle. And for every platinum that's on the Zoom right now, we have 37 people on here. Know that you're in the top 200 in the company. And our goal is to get you to Ruby, to get you to Emerald. And there's many of you on here that have international business lined up on what we're going to do on launching these markets. And for all your hard work and efforts, make no mistake, you put this next month after month after month, these 30-day runs, these 60-day, where are you going to be on year 1, August 1st? Where do you see yourself? Because I know this. When those international markets go, there's people right on the screen that we already know where Denmark, Australia, right? The Nigeria, where that's going to go, Europe. Everybody see on the screen here is going to become a diamond, double diamond, triple diamond this year. That's going to happen with or without you. And what you want to do is plant your flag, get with your leaders, follow up with your leaders, and be plugged in. Have that 3-5 line upline. Be connected with the people that have been there, done that. And plant your seeds, guys, because I'm telling you, by year 1, make no mistake, there'll be at least 50 diamonds here at this company. We got 9 months. We're going to go from 6 diamonds to 50, and it's going to happen really fast. And then the biggest thing of all is when Business for Home article, 250,000 subscribers, the first day that first article drops, I believe there's going to be millions of views because people that were in FFI, people in companies that are struggling. When this hits the internet that we've arrived, watch what happens, because nobody knows about us right now, unless somebody told somebody, I told somebody, I told somebody. Nobody knows about us, and that is the secret to becoming a top leader in network marketing, is getting there first, outworking everybody, staying consistent, and stay on your 3-year plan. It's a 3-year plan. So that being said, I appreciate everybody jumping on. I put this out last minute because I needed to get a message out to everybody, and I knew there was football tonight. My mistake, but there's 37 of you on here that definitely want to hear more. So We're going to cover a couple things. I'm going to have Jason go through list building. We're not going to go into detail on the Facebook stuff. He's going to talk about list building. Mitch is going to talk about invite follow-up and how to handle those people. And Rebecca's going to close that part up. And then Blaine's got some special treat for us here at the end. Know this as you're hearing this stuff, less is more. Get back to the basics, invite somebody to look at your website, invite somebody to an opportunity call, invite somebody to a webinar, and most of all, follow up. The fortune's in the follow up. And if you're not using your upline for three-way calls, it's the biggest mistake that you'll ever make, because if you bring us a qualified prospect and you do a good job of sharing why they need to take that three-way call, we bring them all in. And the people on the screen here are totally familiar with that, because that's how we built the business. Massive action, massive three-way calls. So Jason, Ruby executive, take it away. Go about 4 or 5 minutes.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on. It's good to see you again, Coach Blaine, by the way.
Good to be here.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm here to give you hope, because this is literally the first time that I've really built a list like this, or taken advantage of a list like this, and contacted the number of people that I contacted. For those of you that don't know my story, I had a little bit of a run in network marketing from 2011 to 2015, and I really haven't been involved building since 7 years. So during that 7 years, I was selling cars and basically rehabbing houses. That was it. But before that, I had accumulated a nice little list on Facebook that involved friends and family, classmates, people that sold cars with me, and other people in different states that were selling cars, and network marketers. So all I did, I went to all the people that I could kind of remember. I went to my name list on Facebook. There was about 4,300 people there. And I just went down and just made a list of the networkers that I thought might be interested in hearing. And I knew a lot of those people were burnt out at the time that we had left. They were burning out too. So I didn't know what I was even getting into, but I thought, I'll just let them tell me no. So as I've shown other people before, this is my list. You can kind of see, well, I'm frozen there, but looking through here, there's probably 7 pages or so of that list that you can see there. And all I did was just, I broke it down, because, you kind of tend to look at the elephant and try to figure out how you're going to bite it all and eat it all in one bite. The best thing you can do is just divide it up and start contacting people, maybe do 10, 20 a day. There were some times where I couldn't get through 10, 20 a day, because I had 4 or 5 people that wanted to talk right away. So you'll spend some time catching up with people as well. So for those of you that are not in my situation, where maybe you hadn't had a past in car sales or networking, and you don't have a big Facebook list, there's plenty of other ways to do it. When I started in 2011, I didn't have that big Facebook list either. I think I had probably 300-500 people. And so our solution was, we would go do vendor events. We just wanted to be known as the people who sold the designer jeans in Wisconsin, and we drove all over the place. And a lot of the people on this list, we literally met at vendor events back in 2011, 12, 13, 14. Now, if you didn't you didn't do vendor events or anything like that, go through your phone, and how many of those people that are on your cell phone use gas or diesel? And how many of those people think they would know other people that use gas or diesel? Tons, right? Go through your social media, your email, any social media. I don't care if it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, go through all of it. You're going to have hundreds and hundreds of names just from social media and your cell phone alone. And if you have to do it, like I'm beginning, go ahead and go out and find yourself some vendor events. They're all over the place. Just look them up. They're usually a low fee to go. And quite frankly, we would go to these vendor events and just start talking to the other vendors. We had more luck with the other vendors than we did even with the customers, so just make your list that way as well. So I've got some notes here, just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, so the people that are telling you no, don't forget, if you want to increase your list from your current list, the people that are telling you no, ask them, do you think there's anybody else maybe interested in what I just told you? And get the name and contact. They might have multiple names and contacts for you. So, that's what I would recommend, getting started with the name list. And if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and your upline, obviously, as well. So Back to you, Mike.
All right, Jason, now just keep in mind, if you're driving along and you think of somebody, text yourself, write it down. You know, don't think right now, if everybody, there's 40 people on here. There's 4 people in your brain right now. If they joined your business, you know, you would literally explode it. It would crush it. But they're so far over your head and you've already decided it's not for them. Go for no, go out and get no's, go out there and ask them, do you know anyone who would like to make more money? Are you motivated for more money? And what could I do to just find out if they're interested in making more money or not? Leave their options open. Business people understand this and hit them hard. So it's not only that list that you building that list, adding to it, taking from that list, checking off the list and freeing up your evening, shutting off the TV and getting down and dirty like we all did on the screen. Everybody here had to pay their dues, right? But then it's the next step. And everybody on the Zoom has done the same exact thing. And Mitch the Hammer Cantelli, I nicknamed him that, Blade, so don't be afraid to throw that in there. MC Hammer is his name. So, you know, from calls to 3-way calls, I mean, he rang my phone right off the hook. And I know Blaine and Jason, you call a lot. We really don't need each other for 3-way calls, but it just solidifies everything, getting them to meet the team and stuff like that. Mitch, why don't you give us some prospecting and follow up what you do out there, because I know you're the hammer. Take it away.
I'm going to have some theme music, right? Some background music, MC Hammer. Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Blaine, Jason. Great words of wisdom. Nice to see you, Rebecca. Glad everybody is here. Happy New Year, if we hadn't said hello. And, you know, a couple of things as you guys were talking, you know, each of you said something that kind of triggered something in my mind. And, you know, Jason was talking about vendor events, if you will. And Blaine, I've heard him talk about there's no real wrong way to make those contacts, whether it's online, in person, at the gas pump. It doesn't make much difference. A contact is a contact. And then Michael was talking about starting with a warm market, because that's the foundation. That's what we all really need to do, is start with that warm market. And I think I put in a neighborhood of, I don't know, 25, 30 people off the bat, something like that. And when I look through that list of all of those people, not a single one was cold market. I knew each one of those people in some fashion. Some I went to high school with, my buddy Pete. I went to high school with him, hadn't talked to him in years, but I knew him, you know. So I think a lot of times in prospecting, people, it's a lot easier in people's minds to hear a no from somebody they don't know. You know, it's less painful psychologically if somebody you don't know says no, right? You meet some dude at the gas station and he says you're crazy or whatever. You know, that's not as painful as your broke brother-in-law or whatever that says something stupid to you, and it's like a dagger to the heart. It's like, oh my God, you know, Steve said it wasn't going to work or whatever. But for one reason or another, many of us gravitate toward that cold market initially, when it really should be the other way around. Starting with that warm market. And of course, I would never tell you not to talk to somebody, because you meet great people along the way. But you know, like Jason said, I went through my Facebook friends and I started, you know, kind of making a list, not as organized as Jason's list, but a list of people that I thought would be a good fit initially. And I started reaching out to those people. And many of them, I had their phone numbers. And by the way, you can call somebody through Facebook too. You know, you have that little phone button there. You could just push the little button and call them. And I did that. And as I was going through the people, I would just kind of tell the story, how it came about, what I knew about it at that time, and what the product was. And everybody was intrigued. And my goal is always just to get them to see what I call a tool or some bit of information, so that I don't have to do the presentation. You know what I mean? Like, for example, a recording, a call recording, that's a tool. The website, that's a tool. A video, that's a tool. The YouTube video with Jason or with Kevin Hunter, I see that as a good tool as well. I know Blaine does, because he utilizes that and utilize that. And, so my theory is that as long as I can get them to see and hear what it is, it doesn't matter to me whether they say yes or no, whether they join or not. It really doesn't matter. Because in my mind, it's more about whether they saw it than whether or not they say yes or no, because then it becomes a matter of just sorting through people as opposed to convincing people. Because I'm not going to convince anybody of anything. And if I have to do the presentation and explain everything to them, especially when you're new, you don't know all the answers. But if you just whet their appetite, this is kind of what it's about. I'd like you to take a look at this. I thought about you. If I was to send it to you, will you take a look? And they go, well, yeah, I'll take a look, Mitch, no problem. Then I would send them a little bit of information to take a look at, but usually what I send is one of the call recordings and the website. That's pretty much it. And if they'll listen to one of the call record, and sometimes the Kevin Hunter video, or maybe even your video, Blaine, sometimes I've sent that as well. But if I can get them to see some semblance of a presentation, that's the only thing I'm worried about. And then what happens is some of them raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm in. And then if they're open to the idea, if they like it, I operate three-way calls a little bit different. It drives Mike crazy sometimes when I'm on my game, but I don't ask people's permission to do three-way calls. I just put them on the phone. I'll tell Mike, hey, I'm going to be doing some calls in a half hour. He go, yeah, I'm available. Well, if I've got somebody on the phone and they say, well, yeah, that was awesome, tell me more about it. Rather than me be the presentation, I want them to hear it from somebody besides me, Mike. So what I'll do is, you know what, hang on a quick sec. Then I'll get Mike on the phone and say, hey, I got Bob on the phone. He's interested. I went to high school with him. Hang on a sec. Drives him crazy. So I put him on hold. I come back and I say, hey, listen, I put my buddy Mike, the guy I was talking about, I put him on the call with us because he's better at explaining this than me, and I'd like you to hear it from him. Mike, this is the guy, this is Bob. I went to high school with him. Can you tell him, kind of what we're up to? And then I just shut up. And I find that by doing a lot less explaining and presenting and just going through the numbers, sorting through the people and letting them see it, I think that's the answer. I think that's the answer to everybody's problems when it comes to recruiting and prospecting, is that sorting through the people, let them see something, hear something, do a three-way call, and then they'll just kind of fall into place and your team will start growing. And one last thing I would say is that I think the biggest problem is prejudging. I could never have guessed some of the folks on my team that joined would have joined. And a lot of the ones that I thought for sure were going to join didn't join. I mean, it's just kind of funny how that works, but I think we all tend to, say, well, Rebecca, she's already busy with what she's got going on. She's a famous author. She's this, she's that. She wouldn't be interested, right? Here's Rebecca right here, somebody called Rebecca. So that prejudging thing is the enemy. And that's what keeps everybody from contacting their warm market initially. But you got to contact your warm market. Don't worry about the end result. Just contact your warm market and you'll be amazed the people that'll join your team. Back to you, Mike.
All right, well, it's all built on trust. Friends do what friends do. Like Andy said, friends do what friends do. So Blaine, if we go on here a bit, I definitely want you to kick in and unleash on everybody here tonight. I know we got our Zoom tomorrow, but everybody's excited and everybody wants more here. So I'm going to hand it back to Blaine.
Blaine, are you in Hawaii?
Well, I could be.
I see behind
the beauty
you
of
there.
Zoom, we don't want to tell anybody where we are. They may show up, right? Anyway, great job, Jason and Mitch. Great job. And listen, let's just take a moment to hear from the feminine side of the group here. This absolutely fabulous thing. I want to give everybody a little sense of this. I met Rebecca in a prior business. She was a mover and a shaker. She was not on my team and I was not on her team. But I'll tell you what, there was a mutual respect and admiration. And when we opened the door to this, she was at the very top of my list. She was in the top 4 or 5 people I contacted. Rebecca is a very interesting human. I'm not going to steal her thunder, and tonight we don't have time to go into it, but Rebecca at one point weighed in excess of 500 pounds. She was in an extremely abusive relationship. Her life, to say it mildly, was a train wreck. And at some point, she went through a paradigm shift and said, you know what? I am more valuable than all this. She lost over 300 pounds. She took control over her process. And she is one of the most powerful, delightful, positive, successful people I know. I'm proud to have her in business with us. And all of you will be very proud to watch her grow up and be one of the top leaders, trainers, and motivators in the company. Rebecca, why don't you take about 3 or 4 minutes and just share what is on your heart tonight? I know you've got things sprouting up in South Africa. You've got things ready in Ghana, Australia. We've got Dave Garner on here tonight. You've got things in the Euro, big things in the Euro, and you've got a lot of stuff going on right here in the good old US of A. Take a moment and share with everybody.
Well, gee, Blaine, thank you so much for those kind words. You know, the feeling's mutual. You know, when I met you, Blaine, I knew there was something special about you. And I just knew that whatever you were going to do next, I wanted to know what it was going to be. You know, I'm a little different. I treat this business like a business. I always have a networking business. I treat it like a networking business. For those of you that know me, I also work at the airport. I'm 1099 and I work for a very high-end skincare. I don't do it because I like the skincare. I'm not going to lie. I do it for the contacts and connections. Vegas, baby. There's so many contacts and connections across the globe. It's like $1 billion opportunity. A majority of people that I've met in my networking businesses have all been organic. I met them just, you know, by smiling. What do you do? I only have a few minutes. I pass out a business card or I touch their iPhone and they touch mine and we exchange numbers and whatnot. But you know what Blaine said, you know, about our team going to Europe and Australia, New Zealand. I mean, I just love David Gardner and his amazing partner. And not to mention Ghana. You know, I always build locally, but think globally. I had a company that I was in previously. I had thousands of people that I brought in from Nigeria, Ghana, the French countries, the Kosovo, the Ivory Coast. But I started with that, with one lady in Las Vegas. Just took one lady in Las Vegas, y'all. So, you know, I love building internationally. I feel that we connect a lot, just work ethic and whatnot. But, you know, don't get me wrong. I am building locally too. With the help of Blaine, I started doing these for my team and I'll be continually sending them out. But this is just a flip chart. It's an old fashioned thing that people are like, what are you doing, Rebecca? But you know what? It works, y'all. I got, these are all of my commercial accounts. This is exciting. It doesn't matter if you go for your neighbor, a commercial account, as someone that you met at the gas station, international. I mean, we're going to create greatness across the globe. Yes, it's so exciting because you know why? Because they need this. They need this. And I used to say they need it more than us, but we all are in the same boat. So yeah, that's my story. And yes, I did lose 400 pounds. I used to be 589, and wrote a book about it. Not a book about how I lost weight and what I did, but about mental. It's all mental. Morning affirmations, afternoon affirmations, midnight affirmations. We're capable to do anything that we want to do in life. And yeah, Blaine, thank you so much for sharing this with me. And we are on a wild ride. Absolutely.
We are certainly that. And I want everybody to give it up for Rebecca and these other fine leaders on here tonight. You know, they say that the quality of your life is directly related to the focus of your attention. And I was heavily affected. I traveled internationally. I'm the only American that has made the all-state rugby team in Australia. I'm very proud of that. It was my first organized sport, if you don't count street fighting. So I wanted David Garner to know that, and his partner Doug. I came back to the United States. I was fortunate enough. I wasn't an extremely gifted athlete, but I was one tough dude, and I was disciplined, and I had great coaches, and went on and played football in the NCAA on a scholarship, and that carried me into after college into a career in marketing. And cars, Jason, about the only thing I haven't sold is cars. I've sold a lot of different things. And one thing I'm going to make sure that everybody knows, this business is not about the pill. I'm just going to speak from my heart and my perspective. And I want you to have your perspective that connects with you. Obviously, we have a consumable product in this pack, the 5-tank trial, right? But to me, after all these years in the direct selling industry and the business of marketing and so forth, I have come clearly to the conclusion that the pills, MPG, the compensation plan is just the railroad that we ride to get to our hopes, dreams, and our possibilities. I'm going to start and spend, if it'd be all right with everybody, I'm going to invest 10 minutes with you. And then I'm going to ask you to join me tomorrow night after the call, and I'm going to pick it up where we leave off here tonight. And what I want to do is I want to go past your intellect. If you'll give me permission to open a door that drops down from your brain and goes down into your heart, I'm gonna enter into that for just a moment or two, and I'm actually pretty skilled at doing it. Even if you don't let me in, I'm probably going to find my way in there. Because I learned a long time ago that people don't go out and play sports and put themselves through their brutal workouts, or go to a job throughout their life and put up with people that are hard to them, or punish themselves, or even build a network marketing business and face all the no's. And I made a couple of notes here, by the way. You cannot get a yes without facing some no's. And the other thing is, you're one recruit away from a recruiting explosion on your team. One. You could have one person come in tomorrow like Rebecca or Mitch or Jason or myself or Mike, or any number of people that are on this Zoom tonight. We've got a nice turnout here tonight for a short notice. But I still want you to know, I don't believe that anybody gets in here and builds a large sustainable business because they are so enamored by the pill or the comp plan. I love both of them, by the way. The product, it's the only product I've ever had in network marketing that pays for itself. It's just, you put it in the tank, and you put a $2 pill in the tank, and it saves you $12, $13, $15. I mean, it's like having an ATM machine at your local gas station. You go put your card in there, and they take $2 off your card, and it spits out 15. I mean, I'd live at the gas station, wouldn't you? But I'm persuaded that every single one of you within the sound of my voice has a legacy inside of you. You've got a destiny. You were brought into this earth through your mom and dad, and somewhere inside of you, and not in the physical DNA, the hair color, the lack of hair, the lot of hair, the size, the shape, the ethnicity, the gender, all that stuff is pre-wired in the physical DNA and RNA and all that. But I'm talking about something that is a little more cosmic than that. Maybe it's spiritual. I believe that the author of all life wrote a note and said, this is exactly what you are. This is exactly what you're to accomplish. And I believe that the big quest in the heart of people is to find that journey of purpose, of destiny, of legacy. And so I'm dedicating the balance of my life. My dad worked until he was 98 years old. He was vital, healthy. And the reason I love network marketing is it gives us an audience of a lot of people that are thirsty for achievement. But over the next 10, 15, 20 years, and as long as I'm here with MPG, it is my purpose to do my best to cause you to break through doubt, fear, and disbelief and realize you have something unique and special about you that if it is not expressed, if it is not applied, this world is going to be missing something very, very important. When I met Mitch, I thought, what a unique human being this guy is. What a great guy. When I met Rebecca, when I met Jason, when I got a chance to talk to Michael Renz, and when I got a chance to talk to each one of you that are on this Zoom, I just realized that there is some unique gathering happening here. And what we need to do is realize it and start to play the notes on this piano. And the notes aren't gas pills and aren't comp plan. It's what is our destiny really going to be in this world? There are people all over this planet that are praying right now to have some semblance of an expression of freedom and free enterprise, because the heart wants to be free, self-governing, and accomplishing their destiny. I know every one of you have to say yes to that because I know it's true. Listen, I've studied this for a long time. So what I'm going to say to you is that don't get too wrapped up in the ABC granular detail of the chemical composition of the product. I'm a biochemist. I like all that stuff, by the way. It's probably weird that I like it, but I do. I like the chemical engineering and the concept of the catalyst and what it does in the combustion chamber. But I'll be honest with you, I don't talk about any of that with people, and I don't sell anybody. What I do is I talk to them, I inquire of them, I visit with them, and I ask them, in your life right now, are there any things you can think of that are missing that you'd like to have? Would you like more time? Would you like more freedom? Would you like to have a circle of people you can be around that are positive, upbeat, encouraging to you? People you can learn to care for, maybe even love. Is there something in your life that's missing? Because I am persuaded that people right now, after the COVID lockdown, have been so isolated that they are dying to come into a community with someone who will get real with them and say, you know what, I want to get to know you. Tell me what in your life is missing, and let's see if together we can find it. Baby, I'm going to tell you what, you get that done. It takes some courage to do that because you're exposing yourself. It becomes very transparent. It becomes, I'm going to tell you, it becomes raw and real. But you will be shocked at how many people will say to you, I've never had anybody talk to me the way you do. And when you talk to them that way, that's what I love about Michael Renz. Michael Renz is real. Michael Renz is not putting anything on for anybody about how multi-sharp, multi-rich, how whatever he is. He is all about what is real. So as I wrap this up, I've taken my 10 minutes, as I told you. I'm going to invite you back tomorrow night because I'm going to take you multiple levels down into how to go past the intellectual process that causes people to back up, to equivocate, to quantify, to qualify. And I'm going to show you how to go right down into the inner core with them where it's real. And they've got serious pain of isolation. They have serious pain of regret. And they want one thing. They want somebody who will champion them to accomplish what it is that we're sent here for. How many of you think that's probably a good idea for us to define ourselves as an organization? as a champion organization to reach people and to change their life. And yes, we'll move a lot of fuel product, multiple millions of dollars in. And yes, many of you will become very, 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 very wealthy. I can't wait because you're going to be buying dinner when we go out. But most importantly, when you get down to the end of the journey, people are going to say, there is someone right there that, man, when they talk to me, something lit up inside of me. And I believed that I could do something special. So come back tomorrow night, right after the company call. Michael, I'll turn this back over to you to wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Blaine. It's just an honor. This is a core leadership team here within this group. And I urge everybody, John Hill, Lexi, Brian Woodford, we know Larry, we know all of you that are on here tonight. And I just urge you, trust us, believe in us. We will deliver. We will deliver on everything. We have a ton of online marketing stuff. I'm working with app developers right now to get this up and running. All this information has been sent in. I've met with 3 different app developers, and we're getting prepared. So when we launch globally, everybody has the pages, everybody has the opt-in forms, the autoresponders. And like I showed you on the Zoom when Blaine was out, the documentation of what we can do from an online standpoint. We have your best interests in play. And like India, Africa, there'll be many of you on here that have never had an international team. We're going to teach you step by step exactly what to do. And when you start those trainings, once this app is live, trainings, those won't be recorded. They'll be show up and get it, or don't show up. And we're sharing with you years and years and years of experience that'll help you take you and your business. And people you're talking to want to align with people. When I show them the numbers I put up, everybody would like to learn that secret nugget, and we have it all here for you. So good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. Load up tomorrow night's call. Thank you again, everybody. Happy New Year, and make this your best year. Be free in 2023, as Blaine said. Thanks.
2023, your year to be free.